Two airlines with very different promises. One full service, one ultra-low cost. One big question: which one really delivers? On the left, United Airlines, trusted for its coast-to-coast reliability. And on the right, Frontier Airlines, where ultra-low fares mean you pay only for what you need. Let's skip the buzzwords and get to the real stuff. Each category earns points, and at the end, you'll see exactly who comes out on top. The result might not be what you expect. Before we get too deep, here's the plan. We're breaking things down across major travel categories: price, network and frequency, reliability and on-time performance, comfort and onboard experience, connectivity and entertainment, family friendliness, loyalty program, fleet and sustainability, and finally, flexibility and fees. That way, by the end, you've got a crystal clear view of which airline suits your vibe this year. Okay, let's kick it off with price. United Airlines usually means fewer hidden charges compared to ultra-low-cost competitors, and they often toss in at least a personal item or sometimes a carry-on. But, and here's the catch, base fares? Yeah, they're definitely higher. And honestly, if you start clicking for extra bags or picking seats, those costs stack up pretty fast. Now, Frontier Airlines, oh boy, their fares are so low, sometimes you wonder if it's real. Perfect for minimalists or anyone who travels light. But let's be real, just about any add-on, from seats, bags, even printing a boarding pass, it's all going to cost you. That super cheap fare you saw, usually not what you actually end up paying. Still, if rock-bottom prices are what matter most, Frontier squeaks ahead and takes the win here. Next up, network and frequency. United really flexes here. Massive domestic and global coverage, tons of flight choices, and trust me, if stuff goes sideways, rebooking is way easier. The only little snag is sometimes you get those weird indirect routings because of their hub system. Frontier? You'll catch some decent nonstop options on popular routes, and fun fact, they tend to fly newer planes. Downside? Fewer flights, and if things get disrupted, there aren't many backup options. So, for overall reach and getting you where you want to go, especially with flexibility, United is the clear winner here. Let's talk reliability. Like, will your flight actually leave on time? United generally runs a pretty tight ship, decent operational reliability, and if things go wrong, there are often alternative flights. Sure, delays happen, but cancellations are usually kept in check. Frontier, on the other hand, okay, not to be rude, but their cancellation rates in 2025 are kind of rough, and their on-time track record? It's actually the worst among major U.S. airlines. Although, gotta admit, they do pretty well with not losing bags, which is something. But still, for getting you there reliably, United has this one locked down. Oh, and here's something cool. Did you know Frontier's average plane is barely 4 years old? That's ridiculously young for U.S. airlines, which means you're probably flying on some of the newest jets out there. Kind of nice for an ultra-low-cost setup. Alrighty, comfort and onboard experience. United gives you a range: standard seating, extra legroom, even first class or their economy plus. Snacks and drinks in economy? Yep, they're included, which always feels like a tiny win. Sometimes you'll get older planes or basic fares that skimp on frills, but hey, options are there. As for Frontier, sure, their seats are usually newer and boarding moves fast because of slimline seats. But, real talk, the pitch is tight, those seats aren't winning comfort awards, and nothing is free. Even snacks and drinks cost extra. So yeah, United's onboard experience is just on another level compared to Frontier. Moving on to connectivity and entertainment. United, this is where they shine for tech lovers. Wi-Fi across most flights, streaming entertainment, even seatback screens on some planes, and free headphones on those longer journeys. There's usually a fee for internet, and if you end up on an older jet, the screens might not be there. But overall, they deliver a solid experience. Frontier, this is pretty straightforward. Zero entertainment. No Wi-Fi, no seatback screens, nothing. Gotta bring your own everything. No judgment, but it can be a drag on longer flights. So yeah, United absolutely sweeps this one. Family friendliness. Definitely important if you're traveling with the crew. United tries to help. You can usually get seats together, early boarding for families, and their team steps up if flights are delayed or canceled. There might be a fee for reserving seats with cheaper tickets, but still, it's decent support. Frontier does offer some bundles and discounts for kids, which, not gonna lie, is cool if you're budget-focused. But sitting together, that's gonna cost you. And overall, not a ton of family perks. United's the better pick for families, especially if peace of mind matters. On to the loyalty program. United's Mileage Plus is legit one of the best out there. If you fly a lot, those upgrades, lounge access, and miles actually mean something. Status is tougher to earn in 2025, but it's still packed with perks. Frontier, well, their discount DIN club gets you access to some fare deals, but outside of that, their loyalty setup is kinda nothing to write home about. Honestly, if points or status matter to you, United runs away with this category. All right, fleet and sustainability. United is super committed to upgrading their fleet. New fuel-efficient planes, and they're investing heavily in sustainable aviation fuels. Sure, they still run some older aircraft, but you can see real progress. Frontier, though? Now this is actually impressive. Their average plane is just over 4 years old, which is nuts in the industry. They're rolling out highly efficient models and, by keeping the amenities minimal, also cut down on environmental impact, although comfort takes a hit. In terms of overall green cred and newness, Frontier edges out United for sustainability. Finally, flexibility and fees. United offers a ton of fare choices, and on a lot of tickets, you can change without huge penalties, unless you hit that basic economy zone, which is pretty restrictive. Frontier, meanwhile, lures you in with cheap fares, but the second you want anything extra, boarding pass, seat, water, you're pulling out the wallet again. Change or cancel fees are pretty harsh too, or you just lose your ticket. So if you want any wiggle room, United comes out on top here. When you zoom out and look at all these categories side by side, United dominates in comfort, reliability, entertainment, family friendliness, flexibility, and loyalty. Frontier really only wins when it comes to price and fleet sustainability. So clearly these airlines are built for totally different types of travelers. So, bottom line, if you want a comfortable trip, solid reliability, and a loyalty program that actually gets you perks, United is the way to go, especially if your travels are business related or you need connections. But if you care about getting from point A to B for as little as possible, and you're cool with making a few sacrifices, Frontier is your super budget option. No frills, but hey, sometimes that's all you need. If you found this airline face-off useful for your next trip planning, go ahead and bookmark this guide. That way, next time you're scanning airfares, you know exactly what you're getting